Hi, everybody. Welcome back to In the Cards and Stars for our Tarot Tea live stream podcast episode. I hope you guys are having an amazing start to the week. Happy Monday. I know this is like a little bit of a different time than usual, so thanks for rolling with me on this. And we have some really good stories to get into. Good. I don't know. I don't know if good's the word. We've got some very juicy, very piping hot tarot tea worthy stories. Let me say that. So let me know you guys are here. I would love for y'all to drop in and say hello. Let me know how your week's going. How'd your Monday get started? And if you guys are in another part of the world, how are you doing? Is it evening yet over there? I don't know. Let me know. Hi, Heat Lifer. Wait, there 4 p.m. EST. Okay, it is 3 p.m. Central Time where I'm at in Kansas City. And that's Central Time, Heat Lifer. Yes. All the time zones, right? Hi, Sage. How's it going? We're doing great. Thank you for asking. That's so sweet. The fam's doing fantastic. All the pups are lounging around right now in the other room because it is raining so hard in Kansas City, you guys. It is just like nonstop. It's a sweatpants kind of day. Got my sweatpants on. So just kind of having a cozy rainy day. What about where you guys are at? It's like a nice slow start to the week, though. I don't mind it. Hey, Gunyar, I'm good. How are you? Hey, Penny. Oh my gosh. Yay. I'm so glad you guys could show up this afternoon. Like I said, I know it's like a little bit of a different time, but I'm so happy y'all are here. Okay. We got some good tea. Let me know how y'all are doing too. Penny, Gunyar, how's your week starting off? I needed some caffeine. All right. Little shot of caffeine. We're ready to go. By the way, guys, if you haven't joined the Patreon yet and you want to hear a very spooky tarot tea reading that I did about the Annabelle doll, I literally I had to sleep with the TV on last night. That's how spooky it was. But it was one of those readings where, stuff's happening. Don't worry. I brought the Archangel Michael in. So like we were okay, we're secured. But it was like one of those readings that, reminds you that the tarot tea, it does be spilling. You know what I mean? So check that out if you haven't already and you're interested. There is a link in the description box below. And other than that, oh yeah. And then if you're a member, and if you're Patreon, so members get extra videos now, and patrons get all the extra member videos plus more bonuses. And a Katy Perry episode is coming up tonight for the members, and for the patrons, you guys, it's nuts. It's hilarious. Actually, I'm editing it right now. Okay, so that's all of our little housekeeping stuff. Let's get into this tea because there's a lot to catch up on, a lot to spill about. Our first story, you guys, I know y'all heard about this too. I mean, it was everywhere over the weekend. The kiss cam karma. That's what I'm calling this because, when Saturn's retrograde, let me just say this before we even pull a card. When Saturn is retrograde, the real, tarot tea truth of it all is that you're not going to get away with anything. Saturn is like, I'm going to hold you accountable. Okay. So anybody who's out there trying to pull some mess like this while Saturn's retrograde, like you should have checked the astrology. Let me just say that. But Saturn is the Lord of karma. So we are seeing a lot of people get their karma, both good karma and negative karma. Truly, you reap what you sow. So right now, while Saturn's retrograde, he's delivering, and he did not disappoint. He never does. So what happened? Basically, just a quick little overview. If maybe you didn't hear all the details yet. So Andy Byron, who is the CEO of a company called Astronomer, and Kristen Cabot, who is or was, I guess they both were past tense because he has resigned, and I think she's on leave and about to resign. That was the last I heard. But Kristen Cabot, who's the CPO, Chief People Officer of that same company, Astronomer, and the CPO, ironically enough, is just a fun little way of saying HR. So I mean, guys, clutching of the pearls. That is absolutely wild. That of all people, the very person who's supposed to monitor this stuff was committing the crime. Um, okay. So little interesting tidbit about Kristen actually is that she sort of recently-ish married Andrew Cabot, her husband. I think this was around 2022. And So she, like, was freshly married, and cheated with this CEO. Apparently, the person that she married was, like, an heir to, like, a big fortune, like a billionaire family back east. So I don't think that'll be happening anymore. I don't think she's gonna be getting any of that money. So, the karma, Saturn was delivering that karma. And then sadly, I do feel bad for the spouses, of course. That's awful. I can't imagine. Andy Byron's wife, Megan, actually dropped his last name on her social media. So that was sort of like the tea. But I just wanted to do a quick tarot reading because I do feel like Saturn was doing his thing over the weekend. And I don't know, I just wanted to kind of see what comes through about this, if we can get any interesting tidbits. Hold on, what are you guys saying? Yay, Gigi's here too. Hey, Gigi. And if y'all heard that like scratching, poor little Sonny. You guys know how my Sonny son is. Our husky, he's outside my door and he was trying to scratch to get in. So hopefully he chills out. I've tried to let him in. You guys know how that goes. He just tries to make trouble. That's a husky for you. Okay, wait, let me see. Oh my god, you guys are so cute. Sage says you were brave for doing the Annabelle reading at night. I just edited it at night, Sage. I was not that brave. Oh, wait, no, I did do it like 7 PM the night before. You're right. I've been super spooked. I stayed up really late the night that I did. I actually did the reading Saturday night, and I stayed up really late, so I watched Designing Women to cleanse my palate. Okay, on Hulu. Um, Junior went to the beach. Oh my god, yay! Everybody's talking about what they did. I love it, I love it. Okay. He Lever says you're too much of a chicken. I stay far away from that. Yeah, I usually do too, so I do not blame you. Maybe you'll like the Katy Perry reading instead. All right. So I just want to see if any of you guys were weighing in on this stuff. You got cold played. It's turning into a verb. That is so funny. You got cold played. I love it. I hadn't heard that yet. That is so funny, Heat Lifer. How appropriate. I watched the videos with the Coldplay cam, Gigi. Oh my God. I love it. You guys are so messy, and I'm living for it on this Monday. Okay. So let's just see. I don't know what can come through. And I just want to set the intention that we only want messages from, my positive, loving guides who have a great little sense of humor and the angels. And that's it. Doing that creepy Annabelle doll reading reminded me of how important it is to just be very, very clear about, what you're willing to get in touch with and what you're not willing to get in touch with, which I think I'm very mindful of that, but never hurts to just put it out there. Make sure you're saying it in words. Okay. So, hmm, I just want to see, like, first of all, I don't know what wants to come through, but also why would they go to a public concert? Also, apparently they had one of their other employees there, the woman that was sort of laughing, which is just like so disrespectful. She was like a really cute girl, just like laughing, and apparently she also works in HR. Like, it's so bad, you guys. So let's just see what comes through, and specifically why they thought that it would be a good idea to go to a public concert and to, like, behave this way. What is the tea? 3 of Wands, yeah. Looking to the future, feeling invincible. So, you probably can't see this because you can't get as close because the camera's, like, over there, but there's, like, in the binoculars, there's, like, this ocean scene. So, this is, like, you're just focused on, like, what you want. It's kind of just like selfishness. Like, you're just thinking about what you want. You're not thinking about consequences. They had their eyes set on the beach. They're just thinking about the fun that they have. And 3 of Wands, we all know what wands are. And another thing, when you get the 3 and you're asking about infidelity, 3 is the 3's a crowd energy of having, a third wheel or an extra energy in a relationship, which would be the affair. So, not good, but this is basically saying they're focused on having fun, focused on their affair. They weren't thinking of the consequences. This is classic hubris coming back to bite you. And you know what? I do think as a society, we kind of like to see the bad guy get burned. And I think that's why everybody was just sort of living for the fact that they got caught. I'm sorry, my Scorpio moon was like, that's right. That's what happens. Oh my God. What do y'all think? The LinkedIn memes are great. Ooh, I need to see some of those. Oh, hashtag open to work. Okay, I got to check these out. Penny says selfish narcs. Amen, Penny. You read that to you right. Gotta agree with you. They probably didn't think anyone they knew would be there and get caught. Mm-hmm. They didn't think, did they? When you're doing a whole lot of not thinking, Saturn is going to bite you in the butt. Okay. So let's see what is going to happen. Let's just say this. What's next? Because they have both already been experiencing consequences. It looks like Andy's wife, Kristen, or not, I'm sorry. Kristen is the mistress. It looks like Andy's wife, Megan, went ahead, dropped his name right away. We love to see it. You go, have your pride, you move forward. I just love to see a woman move on when she sees that going on. She got her self-worth up and we like that. So let's see what's next for him. And then let's see what's next for her. Because when Saturn's delivering karma, the person who was wronged is going to get elevated after this, which that's great. Okay, so what's next for Andy, the former CEO of Astronomer? Also, apparently, you guys, their company was also in the process of receiving funding. And so now the funding, the people who were putting all the money in may back out. So not only did you ruin your marriages, your lives, but also everyone working for that company is now being negatively impacted. Whoa, I almost just dropped the deck. Hold on. What's next for him? Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. The star card. Okay, interesting. The star card is Aquarius energy. We have Pluto in Aquarius right now. So he's going to be undergoing some sort of transformation. I think it will be public too because we have the star card. Pluto doesn't play either. When you're messing with Saturn and Pluto energy, you better come correct. Oh, and the death card. Okay, well, a big transformation. This to me sort of feels like the world card energy because Pluto is an Aquarius. Pluto is also associated with the death card. Scorpio is associated with the death card as well. So this is, this is a public downfall. This goes a little beyond entertainment. I do think that there's going to be a lot of karma delivered in the coming months. And I feel like this is somebody who's going to have to really come to terms with who they are, what they've done, because this is not a light and breezy energy. This is Pluto, Scorpio, death card energy, truly an ending to the old way. So I do think, losing your family, losing your job, he's going to experience a swift reversal of fortunes that I think is going to be pretty shocking. A lot of these people, I think, get away with things for a really long time and they get to where they do feel invincible. Three of Wands. It's I'm not going to get caught. It's so bold. They start getting bolder and bolder and bolder. And then Saturn goes retrograde and says, okay, well, we'll see if you're ready for the consequences. And it just kind of hits at once. So I do think he is going to experience a huge reversal of fortune. I mean, with the death card, really on all levels of his life. So, all right, let the learning begin, I guess. Tessa says, huskies are so talkative. I'm surprised he's not howling through the door. Honestly, Tessa, I'm surprised too. And, God bless him. He's a sweetheart. He does talk a lot at very specific times, like when he wants. Actually, yeah, it's he talks when he's in the room. Maybe just 'cause, I'm not in the room, but I'm so glad because that would be, I don't know what we do. Sage says the only thing is that they'll probably bounce back. Oh, why, Sage? They're currently in the news cycle, but the internet is so quick and fickle. The HR stuff is what will slow down their image rehab. Ooh, Sage, hot take, hot take. Penny says, agreed, Sage. He is in AI. She thinks he'll find a job. Okay. We'll see. Interesting. Maybe the loss of funding will make other future employers or people that would want to work with him more wary because I am getting a sense that it's going to be more of a slowdown than he's expecting. Like, I think in most normal situations, like if Saturn wasn't retrograde, and I think if we weren't awakening Pluto energy, that he would just bounce back. I think you guys are right. That typically does happen, right? We see a lot of bad people able to just continue to move forward and get their way. But with this, because of the specific cards, I don't know, maybe we'll be able to keep an eye on the story, but I just feel like other people are going to be like, you know, because of the loss of money specifically from the financing, which I heard about that on the Infinite Scroll podcast just this morning when I was like feeding the pups. So I didn't know that part. And I do think that's kind of a key piece to the karmic reckoning because like they don't want to be a part of that. Okay. And then what about for his what? Well, I guess soon to be ex-wife Megan. How is she going to be bouncing back from this? Hi, Michael. Hi, Lawyer Moog. Everybody say hi to Lawyer Moog at the office. Penny says, love you too. Okay. The Empress. Guys, I knew it. I'm telling you, this is one amazing thing about life, about astrology, about the tarot tea. Whenever you go through a betrayal or like a huge downfall, and think back in your life, think about it. When you were truly the innocent party, you always get to experience a glow up afterward. So she's actually going to be put back on her throne with Empress energy. Obviously, when you're with somebody that has these narcissistic tendencies, it's going to bring you down in ways known and also unknown, subconsciously. Someone who's that selfish, being around them all the time is just a drain, right? Well, now, Empress energy, she's going to get to elevate. She's going to get to bring back all those parts of herself that were getting just drug down by this person that she was with, this person who was easily able to betray, those that he supposedly cares about. And we are going to see her have a huge glow up, whether it's in the public eye or not. She's an Empress energy now. And I love that for her. And that is truly the way it works. Like the pendulum swings back the other way. And again, especially when we're dealing with Saturn, I would venture to say that she's probably a very stand-up person who has put a lot of love and hard work into her marriage, into her family. And now that there's been a betrayal, it's going to be like a total reversal of fortune where she gets to be the Empress and he's going to have stuff taken away. There you go. I'm telling you, this is why I do love Saturn. Because if you are in the right, if you have been, keeping your side of the street clean, Saturn will give you really, really positive results. So we can't fear Saturn, but we must respect Saturn. Okay. That's my little soapbox about Saturn. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, what we don't see, what was going on behind the scenes. Yep. The Tarot T confirming it. 7 of Swords. This has been going on for a while, you guys. There has been a lot of sneaking around, a lot of messages sent in the dark, in the cover of night. This being exposed, truly, it was just like a matter of time. So, and the timing was right for it to happen. Okay. And then do we even care about, I guess, okay, we'll pull a quick card for the others and we're going to move on. So we got a lot of good stories to get to. And then for Kristen Cabot, the CPO who's now on leave. Oh my Lord. How can you just morally, like, first of all, how can you do that? And then second of all, knowing that you're also in charge of HR, like just no shame, just insanity. Okay. What's next for her? Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. The, the 9 of Cups. Oh God. Why? We hate to see it. We hate to see a 9 of Cups for someone who's done something bad. Sage says, why do I feel like she's the Lily to the CEO of SpongeBob? What? AKA like the Ethan Slater. Wait, please elaborate, Sage. She's married to the billionaire, right? Yes, Penny, she's married to the billionaire. Aw, Michael, you're so sweet. Yeah, we need to bring back shame for something. Absolutely. A healthy little dose of shame is good. Oh, okay, here we go. So at first, for her, she's going to feel like 9 of Cups. So maybe the two of them are going to be like, oh, we finally get to be together. Is that what you meant by the Ethan Slater thing, Sage Moon? because that would be like completely on point with this card. I think you're tapped in, as always. Sage is her intuition's tapped in. Um, wh- I feel like this could be that type of Ariana Ethan thing where it's like, well, we got caught, so let's like try to rehab our images by um making it count. Like, oh, well, this is what we wanted. We're so glad this has happened. Like, finally we can be together, like blah blah, of course, making themselves the victims. Like we were in unhappy marriages and now we get to be together. That's kind of the vibe. So it's the 9 of Cups. It's like, I'm finally getting what I want. And she's probably gonna even think that for a second, because the clarifier is the 5 of Wands. And what is the phrase that people always say about cheaters? Well, there's a couple phrases. One is once a cheater, always a cheater. And then the second one is, um, wait, what is the second one? Hold on. Oh my God, it's a Monday. It's the Mondayest of Mondays. Oh, how you get them is how you lose them. So that's what I feel like with this 5 of Wands, because 5 is about the 5 senses, sensuality, you know, all of the things that allegedly drive a lot of people to do these types of things. It's like they're just acting on instincts and not thinking about anybody but themselves and whatever. They have a wandering eye. Um, this 5 of Wands, though, is clarifying that this is going to be very short lived for her, because the truth is, very quickly, there's going to be competition yet again now for this person. So I think she ended up leaving a more stable relationship, and now she's involved with someone who is willing to cheat, and not just on his spouse, also on her if she's now the person with him. So I think that she's going to experience a lot of feelings of competition, and I think that's part of the karma, is now being in the other, the she will be on the other foot now. So she will be the Ethan Slater, literally Sage Moon. 100% what you said. Agreed. Oh my gosh. Okay. Ew, I feel so gross now. Like, let's just move on. Let's just move on. Next story. Okay. Ew, we all need a shower now. All right. Oh, this one's skeezy too, but a little less serious. It feels a little more whatever. So Lauren Sanchez Bezos, allegedly, according to Crazy Days and Nights, the blind item reveal from a couple days ago, apparently she just found out that Jeff Bezos is allegedly investing about $1 billion into Sydney Sweeney's new lingerie line. Now, wouldn't you guys think that if you're married to someone, you are going to not only know that they're investing $1 billion into someone's lingerie line, but you would also be involved in the discussion, in the decision making, in evaluating whether or not this is something that you want to do as a couple. Well, according to the Crazy Days and Nights blind item, she was not brought in on these discussions, and she was completely unaware that this was something that Jeff was doing. What? And wait, what was it? There was like a specific word that they used in the blind item that she was caught off guard. Are you kidding me? They just got married, like, and we're already having these problems. So let's pull some cards. I'm telling you, you guys, what is done in the darkness is coming to light, and rapidly, during Saturn retrograde. Oh my gosh. Hi, Pat. I can do that at the very end. Yes. I will pull a couple cards on Luke and Nicola. Wait, what? Ariana and Ethan broke up. In the last reading that I did on them, which was quite a little while ago, we did get that. We did get that. So if anybody got confirmation of that, please let us know. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's see. First of all, is there any truth to Jeff Bezos allegedly investing $1 billion in Sydney Sweeney's lingerie line? This is like sticking out in a weird way. We're going to take it. Page of Cups, an emotional new beginning. That's an odd answer to get. What does that mean? Why is this an emotional new beginning? We're talking about money. Also, pages are young people. Sydney Sweeney is a young woman, younger than The Bezoses. So interesting. A new beginning with someone who's younger. All right. What else? Let's get clarification here. It's like investing in another woman. Absolutely, Penny. Absolutely. And like if this is something that Lauren wanted, and it was like, oh, like she's interested in investing in this because she wants to get involved in like the world of textiles and, maybe even having input or being like a co-designer because it's her passion, then okay, that's one thing. But when you are investing in another woman's business behind your wife's back, red flag, red flag, blaring bright red flag. Absolutely not. Okay, and we also have the star card. Yep. Well, this is Sydney Sweeney because she is one of the biggest celebrities right now. She's everywhere. And every time we've done readings on her, we've gotten that she is really focusing on her pentacles, her career. We don't get anything about her love life. Like she's truly very focused on um, building a legacy for herself. She wants to be successful. And, I don't begrudge her that. You got to do what you got to do. That's really her main motivation right now, according to the tarot T. So for her, I definitely get that, like, I'm not even getting any energy from her, like, about how she feels or how she thinks. Um, I'm getting a lot of energy from, so weird, allegedly, from Jeff looking at Sydney as a star, a bright, shining star, and wanting an emotional beginning with her. That is creepy. That's creepy. Okay, it is. And no wonder Lauren's caught off guard. All right. How does Sydney allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, feel about, I don't know, the way that this situation is unfolding, I guess. It's very odd. It is very odd. You would think that, I don't know. And the fact that the news story is out there right now, even as a blind item, it's just very weird. So how does Sydney feel about this? 9 of swords. Okay, I knew that she wasn't just, like, all business all the time. Like, you gotta have a little bit of, you gotta have a soul. 9 of swords. Yeah, stressed. She thinks that's stressful. I don't think that she is trying to get in the middle of anything messy. I feel like she's so focused on her money and her career right now. It's like she's not trying to get into the drama. She doesn't want to get into a close relationship with any of these people. I think for her, it really is just business. And I think the fact that like she's realized that like he wasn't talking to her about it, that Lauren didn't know, and that that's coming out now in like little news stories and blind items. I think she's stressed. Like, ew, I don't need this. Like, this is not good. This is not good. Um, interesting. Interesting. I guess the smart thing would be to try to like bring Lauren in as like a creative consultant or something. I could maybe smooth things over. Let's get some cards on how Lauren allegedly feels about all of this unfolding. So I am getting confirmation basically through the tarot T that blind item, yeah, in fact is about them and that there is some truth to it. How does Lauren really feel about this? The judgment card. Yeah. Again, okay. Saturn delivering karma. I wonder if Jeff thought that he could keep this a secret a little bit longer. Because the judgment card is like things that have been exposed. This is a major arcana card. So this is like finding clarity, receiving information that helps you to make a judgment. I feel like this, even though it might not, well, actually, it does seem like a huge deal to all of us, right? Even though $1 billion isn't a ton of money to the Bezoses, which is crazy to even say that. Um, this is a big deal to her. I don't think that their relationship is as, free and easy as people kind of make it sound. I think that she had more faith in their connection and kind of felt like he was wrapped around her finger. And I think that this has shifted her judgment on who he is and sort of like what he's capable of. She definitely, I mean, the judgment card would definitely insinuate that she was not aware of it beforehand because this is a big shift in judgment. It's not something that she's taking lightly. Okay, what else? Hmm. And there was an ironclad prenup. Ooh, good point. Heat lifer, good point. Good point. Heat Lifer says, I don't think that Jeff involves her in anything that has to do with business dealings. Uh, which I think is so wrong if you're taking like personal money, family money. I don't know. I feel like you should involve your significant other. I just do. And like those types of big decisions. Even if you have a ton of money, just out of respect and like being a team. I don't know. I have Libra South Node, so that's just my vibes. Hmm. What else does she think? Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. The devil card. Oop, oop, there you go. Well, mm, no, you didn't, but yes, you did. You went there. Okay, so the devil card, yeah. I think that ooh, guys, the devil card with the judgment card as a clarifier, you just do not want to get that. Yeah, just clarity around who he really is. I think that is it's kind of a cold feeling that I'm getting. It's like, oh, he is willing to do these things behind the scenes. He's willing to maneuver in a way that I was not aware of prior to this. I think that this has kind of been yeah, caught off guard is a good way to describe it. I don't know. I think she's just realizing like the way that he truly operates, it just goes deeper than what she thought. It's like a realization of who he really is. Like I said, I feel like she thought, yes, he could be selfish. Yes, he's whatever. But, he's wrapped around my finger. Like I know everything that he does. He comes to me with everything. And this is sort of for the first time her getting a window into a world of possibility where he could be unfaithful to her as well. Okay, it's just like the last reading. How you get them is how you lose them. Because, well, remember all of like the text messages that came out between Lauren Sanchez and Jeff Bezos, and while he was still married to Mackenzie Scott, like their relationship also started with infidelity. And it's so naive that she didn't think, that this could happen to her, but that's kind of what she's thinking now. Judgment card energy. It's like, this might be also her karma that she's now going to have to deal with this stuff from him because devil card is giving wandering eye. My God. Oh my gosh. What a nightmare. See, be careful looking through windows. You never know what really goes on in someone's life. You can have all the yachts and all the fancy dresses that money can buy. But if your spouse is a judgment card and a devil energy, like you're not going to be happy. There's just no way. This is such a bad energy to be around on a day, like on a just, I don't know. This is so bad. Okay. Well, we have confirmation. I think that's all we needed. We have confirmation. We have, yeah, he looks at her as a star, as the new beginning. That's so creepy. Sydney Sweeney doesn't like this vibe. She's stressed out. She's really trying to stay out of it. And Lauren has gotten to see a little bit more of who Jeff really is. It's giving Saturn's karma yet again. Okay, there we go. What are you guys saying? Take a little sip of my tarot tea while I catch up with what y'all are saying about this. Yep. I think there could be some cheating. He has 4 kids. It is. It is tough. It's not good. Julie says, yikes. Agreed, Julie. I second that. Okay. The next story. Sorry, you guys, I'll say this. The tarot tea it's pretty gritty, and I do think it's because Saturn's retrograde, Mars is in Virgo. Virgo is about like healing and protection. And we just have a lot of like planetary transits right now that are about cleansing and exposing the truth. So that's why I think a lot of this stuff is sort of coming out right now. Okay. But alas, we shall continue. So, next story on the list is Blake Lively basically just, being up to her old tricks. So, we had a little bit of quiet time since the last Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni headline. And then I woke up this morning and I was checking in on the tea. And Kirsty Flaw, who, if you guys remember, she was the original whistleblower on Blake Lively. She's the one that released that viral video where she complimented Blake Lively like years ago when she was pregnant. And it was very obvious that Blake Lively was pregnant at the time. There was like, it was very clear. And she had already announced that she was pregnant. So like there was nothing rude that Kirsty was saying. And at the beginning of the interview, Kirsty sat down with Blake and she said, "Congratulations on your little bump." And it was just like, it was just very sweet and endearing. And she said, "Well, congratulations on your little bump," and then proceeded to be very rude to her and ignore her for the, most of the interview. And Kirsty released this footage, and there was just the public backlash ensued, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. I think she did expose Blake for her true personality. We'll say that. Well, now apparently Blake is starting to go after, well, having her attorneys go after different creators on YouTube who have spoken about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Even there's even a very small like astrology channel. When I saw this, I was like, I like, bring it on. I would love for them to go after me. We can put Lawyer Moog on the situation and shut it down. I think that's what she needs. She needs to be face to face with Lawyer Moog. I'll tell you, it'd be a good watch. But she also went after Spill Sesh, this other creator that I really like on YouTube. And these creators were making videos to share that they feel scared, they feel threatened. Andy Signor, who also has done some, basically just celebrity reporting. And these people are journalists, content creators. They're sharing their own opinions. They've been very clear about that. And Blake Lively is getting this information allegedly, or having her lawyers get this information via a subpoena to Google, which Google then contacted these creators and said that they need all of this information from them, including their bank records, because they are saying that they want to make sure that Justin Baldoni's team didn't pay them to say these things. Now, this creates a lot of issues for these content creators because a lot of them don't have the money to hire a lawyer and defend themselves in court against someone like Blake Lively. So the speculation is that this whole situation could be a tactic that Blake Lively may be using in order to get people to stop saying bad things about her, like censorship vibes. That makes me feel so sick. It's just low blow after low blow. So I definitely wanted to like bring it up in case anyone hasn't heard about this. You can go check out Kirsty Flaw's channel. She talked all about this, and she also talked about the other content creators. I definitely want us to support them because that is just it's just so horrible that these people would be targeted by a huge celebrity with, almost unlimited funds. But let's pull some cards now for Blake Lively. We have not checked in on this situation, and I think this is a pretty big turning point. So I want to check in on Blake Lively and just see, I don't know, what we can get from the tarot tea about her true motivations and subpoenaing these creators, and if we can see what the outcome will be for her and for these creators. But that just broke my heart. I subscribed to the other channels that I hadn't been subscribed to yet. And just, yeah, I just want to support those people. Like, oh my gosh. Okay. So allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Let's see. Blake Lively. What was her intention in doing this? It's sick. Agreed, Penny. It is sick. It really is. Yep, Penny, you're right. She's going after YouTubers. Lawyer Moog would have a field day. He sure would. He sure would. Heat Lifer says Andy is making a documentary. Oh, yes, you're so right. And she is suing to find out where he's getting the info, like you said, to see if Justin's team is paying them. See, and what's weird is when you do a documentary, if you are, acting as a journalist, typically you share your sources. So that's why I also feel like that's false pretense. Is like, I think that she's saying, oh, like, we just want to see this, but I feel like it is an intimidation tactic. I really do. Because does Blake Lively want the documentary out there? I'm sure not. Okay, let's just see though. That's my opinion. We'll see what the tarot tea has to say. What is her true motivation, allegedly for entertainment purposes only? Blake Lively's true motivation. Yep, the Tower card. Chaos and destruction. Guys, and if y'all did see the Patreon video yesterday, the tarot, I don't know, the Tower card was coming through to really mean some dark things. So I still feel like, I don't know, this could be a little bit of, I don't know, I get a weird feeling that this is more than just the usual Tower card. This is like truly bad intentions. It gives me the creeps. Yeah, I feel like it's I don't know, I think she has a darker energy than any of us really were aware of. And this is really where we're seeing it intensify. Yeah, she wants to destroy people, allegedly for entertainment purposes. She wants to destroy people. She wants to cause stress, intimidation, slow them down. Like, I think ideally, she thinks that creating a tower moment for them in their lives, like making them scramble financially, intimidating, scaring them, like that would be enough. This tower moment would be enough to make them stop talking about her and help her to win the court of public opinion back. That is so bad, you guys. That is so bad, but such a clear answer from the tarot. Yep. Sage says sounds like Blake is always going to Blake. She sure is. She sure is. If nothing else, she's consistent, right, Sage? My gosh. Penny says, I feel like both her and Ryan have lost a lot of support. They have. I'm not watching their movies. Yep. I only went to that one premiere because, or like the Kansas City, Amazon showing because my new friend invited me and it was like something fun to do, meet new people in KC. And I did like it and I did speak positively about it. But like getting this tower card moment and seeing that she's now targeting small creators, like it makes me feel sick and it makes me not want to support either. So yeah, I agree. I think that's a good place to start is just not supporting what they're putting out there. Okay, what else? What else? Blake Lively's motivation in subpoenaing these creators. Hmm. Page of Wands. Okay. So pages, people who are younger, or in this case, maybe people that have like a smaller following or aren't as well known. This is especially sinister in my opinion, because when you layer that as a clarifier, it's like truly wanting to go after the underdog or like, the little guy type of thing on purpose. Feeling like I can't lose against this creator or this channel that is, I don't know, in your narcissistic mind, like much smaller than me. So it's like intentionally looking for people that you feel like you could intimidate or crush. Now, whether she's correct or not, I'm not making a judgment on that at all. But this is like her mindset of like, yeah, I'm going to go after these like YouTubers, like thinking things like that. That's going to be your downfall. Saturn retrograde. That's going to be your downfall, girl. Okay. Wow. That is so bad. Oh my gosh. Okay. Blake is really on a downward spiral. Yes, I agree, Heat Lifer. I agree. Okay, let's see. And then heartfelt. Yes, I will do that at the very end. Absolutely. Happy to pull cards for them. Okay, so let's see. What will be the outcome of this whole mess, I guess? In particular, like Blake Lively, having Google subpoena these creators. Like, what will be the outcome? Let's see what the outcome will be for the creators first. What will be the overall outcome for the creators, allegedly? Oh, thank goodness. Okay, I was so scared. I did not want to get something bad. The 3 of Pentacles. Yes, they are actually going to come together, support one another. I think that their audiences are going to support them. That's exactly how I felt when I saw the video. I was like, "Oh, who is this smaller YouTuber? Like, let me go like that. Let me." And after I get off of here, I can actually list those in the description box so that if you guys also want to go support them, you know, you can. And some of them are big YouTubers, but just supporting them, I think, is a huge deal. And that is what this card is talking about, collaborating and really coming together. So I think that they are going to be fine because this is like strength in numbers and strength in the truth. So yeah, not only are they going to come together and support each other, I think that their audiences are going to support them as well. This is going to backfire on Blake Lively. You guys, this is going to backfire. Okay. So glad. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then let's see. So they're going to be fine. Three of Pentacles. They actually may even experience channel growth, which I know that the one astrology channel, and I will put it in the description box below because we especially want to support other people in this space because we all love astrology and tarot. But she, in her video that I watched this morning, she said that at the beginning of this, she had like 200 subscribers. And then by the time I got there and subscribed to her channel, she had like 7,000. So yeah, that also makes sense. Three of Pentacles, they're actually going to grow from this because um in a way, she's actually going to be giving them more publicity. So like, jokes on you, girl. That is funny. All right, love to see it though. This is like a very karmic tarot tea. Maybe that should be like the title of this episode when I put it on Spotify. Like the karma's coming in this week. Okay. Let's just do for Blake Lively now, past, present, future, when it comes to her career and this like legal case. So past, present, future for Blake Lively, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. So in the past 6 months-ish, career-wise, what's been going on behind the scenes for Blake? The Six of Pentacles. Yeah, she has been frantically trying to gain support. She's been trying to suck up to friends. I'm sorry, I'm just going to be honest. She's trying to suck up to friends. Anyone that she thinks could be beneficial to her. This is the Six of Pentacles is like bringing gifts to people. And I did see that she was doing a lot of like influencer events kind of recently where she was like, she thinks that she can charm her way out of this. And one of the creators that I did see had attended one of these events, and it was for like her Betty Booze, or Betty Buzz, whatever that is. Um, and everybody had commented, like every single comment on this creator's video was like, why are you supporting her? Like it was not a good look. And she, she attended, she kept it up or whatever. But like, I think that that's going to backfire as well because people are not supporting her and they can see through this. So she has been trying, I think, desperately to get other people to support her. They went to the Time 100 thing and she did her speech, and then they went to the SNL 50th anniversary thing, and like she's just been trying so hard to get support, to see who she can get to be on her side, and we really haven't seen anyone come out and defend her. Is there anybody that you guys have seen come out and defend Blake Lively? Please comment if you have, because I have not. And I think that this has just been sort of her focus over the last 6 months, really trying to get people to support her. And this is like giving gifts, allegedly. This is saying, I'll do this for you if you just do this for me, allegedly, things like that. Hi, Nigel. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. How are you? Penny, that's my next story. We're on the same page. Penny asked about Taylor Swift and Blake Lively, and that is my next story. Oh, this popped up. So we are going to take this to be her present energy, where her focus is right now. Blake Lively, that is. Seven of Pentacles. Yep. So 7 is one of the most spiritual numbers in numerology, and this is about spiritual work. Ooh, so the 7 energy can be very isolating, which is why a lot of the time when you're in a 7 energy month or a 7 energy year, you can feel like you're doing a lot of work behind the scenes. It is isolating. It's not the year that you are or the month that you're on the stage. It's the time that you are working behind the scenes to either heal something, address something, dismantle and rebuild, but it's from a spiritual perspective. So this has to do with your karma. This has to do with things that maybe you have put off until now. So right now, this is like feeling isolated, feeling like you are sort of reaping what you have sown. I mean, this just kind of goes back to the Saturn retrograde energy. I feel like she truly is experiencing maybe like kind of a dark night of the soul type of thing. So I don't think that there's anything on her desk that has come through, like no new opportunities. I don't think that people are wanting to work with her, even if she's like trying to direct or do. I mean, this is truly a standstill because she's being forced to look inward right now. Now, whether she actually does the work or not, that's up to her. But the universe is trying to force her to look inward instead of continuing to do this, 6 of Pentacles dance. So we go from the 6 to the 7. So like this didn't work. Now she's isolated and she is having to sort of face the music. Mm, well, okay. And what she does with that is up to her. It really is. We do have choices. So that's where she's presently. That makes sense. And what about the future? Like what is next for Blake Lively the next 6 months? First, let me pull a card for her career. Then let's pull a card for her the legal battle. So Blake Lively's career in the next 6 months. I can't imagine that it would be great. So let's see. Wow, Penny said James Brolin came out to support Justin. That's a big one. That's a big one. Thanks for spilling that, Penny. I did not know that. But James Brolin is a very well-respected actor. Coming out on Justin's side is a big deal. No, I haven't, Nigel. What SZA and Nikki beef? Oh my God. Spill it, Nigel. It's a mess. Oh my God. Okay, the future for Blake Lively career-wise, allegedly. Ace of Wands. Okay, well, the next 6 months, she's going to be back to her old tricks. I need a clarifier for this because we know what wands are, right? We do know. Oh my God, you guys. Hold on. Let me clarify before I say anything. This is like not me dropping the whole deck. Like, what? I can't deal. I can't take it. Four of Swords. Okay. Okay. I think that she is let me get one more clarifier, actually. I'm not even going to look. I just want to see, like, Queen of Swords. Okay. 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 So this is giving further delusion, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. In the next 6 months, she is going to attempt, Queen of Swords, to take a really hard edge approach. Like, I think she's going to try to, speak in a way that is like what she believes is like powerful. She's just gonna try to be very like, I don't know, that kind of like pseudo intellectual thing that she does. I know this is so bad. And then Ace of Wands. I don't know if this is like flirting with people behind the scenes to try to get her way because wands are passion. And there has been a lot that has come out ever since she's had this whole situation with Justin Baldoni about her past when it comes to her on screen and off-screen romances, going all the way back to rumors that she was hooking up with Ben Affleck when he was married, to Jennifer Garner when they did that movie, The Town, and then allegedly when Ryan Reynolds was still with Scarlett Johansson and they filmed Green Lantern, that she also allegedly had an affair with him, which then she later married him. And then now Justin Baldoni, allegedly, there's a lot of speculation that this is sort of her feeling like she was rejected by him in some way. And this is kind of like being back up to your old tricks. So I think that in the future, she's going to try to approach someone. Maybe it's someone she worked with in the past. I don't know. There's a lot retrograding. We have Mercury retrograde in Leo right now. So maybe she's going to try to go back to an old co-star like Ben Affleck. I don't know. I'm just saying that's what I kind of feel. But I don't think that that is going to work out really well because we have this Four of Swords, which this is taking time out to heal. So it's like the Seven of Pentacles. It's like she's still not, like as Justin Bieber would say, it's still not clocking to her. So she's going to make another attempt. I don't know if this will come out in the press. I feel like it might. And then she's going to go into a period of isolation, Four of Swords, where she's going to be further forced to deal with the karma, basically. So it's like she keeps making these attempts to smooth it over using past methods, and it's just not going to work anymore. The old methods don't work anymore. People are onto her now. And they're kind of over the BS. Okay, what about her legal situation? How is that going to turn out? Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. Lauren, that's so sweet. Lauren says, longtime lurker here. Well, welcome to the chat. I'm so happy to hear from you. Have you ever talked about how you got into tarot? Will you feel so natural? Would love to know. Oh my God, that's so sweet, Lauren. Yes, I'd be happy to answer that right after this. That is so sweet. Thank you for asking. How is the legal case going to pan out for Blake Lively specifically? Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. How's it going to turn out for her? The high priestess. So we guys, look at all these spiritual cards that we've gotten. Oh my gosh. So we have gotten the 7 of Pentacles, spiritual karma when it comes to her career. 4 of Swords. This is spiritual as well because this is healing, inner work, healing. The high priestess. This is like the most spiritual major arcana card because this is about having to deal with your spiritual side. So I feel like whatever she has put out there, um, again, she's just not going to be able to move forward in the way that she wants. And that is going to force her to kind of look at where she went wrong. You know what I mean? So it's like she's going to have to do some self examination, which I think might be the best thing for her. It's like, at least on a spiritual level, it will be the best thing for her. This is something that she's needed to do for a long time. Um, But the fact that this is the answer to the legal situation, it kind of tells me it might be like the final, rock bottom moment. So let's get some clarification there. Why will she be in this energy after, everything kind of shakes out with the legal situation that she's in, allegedly? Hmm. The 2 of Cups, something about, oh my gosh, a significant other. Well, we do know that Ryan Reynolds has been very involved with everything. So it looks like he will continue to be heavily involved through the legal proceedings. The Page of Cups, an emotional new beginning. Walking away, 8 of Cups. Ooh, okay. The High Priestess typically is depicted as someone who is by themselves, by the way. So whether that's like in contemplation or actually like by yourself in life, like without a partner. The fact that we got this significant other situation, and a new beginning that is actually marked by someone leaving, I feel like it's sort of like what we got with the CEO. It's like losing everything on both sides. And that might finally be what forces her to kind of receive the situation. I feel like right now she's very much in denial and still trying whatever she can. Whether it's picking on, I mean, really we got that she's like bullying influencers, like whether it's picking on content creators, influencers, journalists, or it's going after people in an inappropriate way with the Ace of Wands. Like she's just used a variety of methods over the years, allegedly, to continue to advance in her career. And I think that she's been very detached emotionally. Well, now it looks like this this moment in time where she's going to be in a court of law, I think a lot more truth will come out that she cannot deny anymore. And at least whether the public knows or not, I'm not sure, but at least Ryan will know. And I do think that we are going to see a major breakdown of their relationship, and like due to pride and like their way of sort of manipulating the media and wanting to be this like couple that everyone loves. I would not be surprised if they stayed together for like a year after, at least publicly, because it is very PR heavy the way they deal with each other. But I do think that there will be an actual walking away 8 of Cups that will come out eventually. Probably once one of them moves on with somebody else, they'll have to like confirm, but it's just so much going on behind the scenes. But yeah, that's what I got for them. So I don't think it's going to go well for her. I do think that she's going to be exposed. And that is the most straightforward answer I've been able to get, because all the readings I've done on the situation have been really, really messy, because I think that there were a lot of layers and turning points. So it's sort of like I kept reading the situation in the moment we're in now, and then more would come out. And it was just like, it's been crazy. But I think that, at the end of the day, I just don't think that she's going to get the results that she wanted. So, okay, we're going to leave that one there. And then we're going to end on some positivity before I answer a question and pull a card for a Luke and Nicola request. And the positivity moment is that Selena Gomez over the weekend celebrated her birthday with Taylor Swift. Now, she celebrated it a little bit early because her birthday's tomorrow on the 22nd. She is a 4 energy, Cancer Leo cusper. So, because tomorrow's the first day of Leo season. So she's like, I don't know, in these photos that they put out, it's just like so cute. She looked really happy. And there were a lot of photos with Taylor Swift. So it just looks like they're having a really good time. We love to see it. And after what Taylor went through with Blake Lively and how Taylor sort of stepped back from the public eye for a second, yes, to I'm sure relax after everything with her tour, but also I think after experiencing that with Blake, who's been her closest friend for many years, you got to imagine that she was also hurt and needed some time just to kind of heal. So, because, friendship breakups can be just as bad, if not worse, than, romantic breakups, right? Because that's a person that you really trust and love and care about. And it's just one of those, like, should be a very no strings attached, like, relationship that, is just based on pure mutual love and support. And it should be fairly uncomplicated, but it was not. So, how is Taylor doing? First, let's just pull like a cutesy little card for. Actually, we'll end on that. So, first, let's pull a card about how Taylor's doing. Then he says, check Taylor. How Taylor's doing, you know, when it comes to the whole situation with Blake. How is Taylor currently feeling about Blake Lively, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only? Oh my God, Sage, the beef about Nikki and SZA. That might be a separate video, you guys. That sounds crazy. I think I need to look into that. How does Taylor feel about Blake allegedly? King of Swords. Okay. The King of Swords. Yeah. So, for the future card, we did get Queen of Swords for Blake Lively, how she's going to be approaching things the next 6 months, I think leading up to whatever the next steps are with her trial and all that. But this is basically Taylor really seeing Blake as someone who is, cold and calculating. I think that she finally sees her fully for who she is, allegedly. Yeah. The King of Swords, like, it's just not. This is also a card that has to do with, like, legal situations. I just think that the whole legal situation, the way that Blake treated her, it's like she just really sees her as this cold person now. Yeah. But it does feel like Taylor's detached at this moment, and she's, like, really able to see clearly because we don't get any cups. Like, King of Swords is just like, "I see who you are. You're someone who is, willing to cut whoever you have to cut off. You're willing to sever your closest connections to win." Pretty much. The King of Swords is not an emotional energy whatsoever. So she sees Blake as very cold. Okay, what else? Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. The Page of Wands. Yeah, she sees her as immature and someone who goes passionately after whatever it is that she wants in the moment. So, whereas, Taylor, who allegedly is a Scorpio rising, um, but regardless of her rising sign, Taylor is someone who is known for her calculated moves, for her Easter eggs, for really planning things out. And that's part of why her fans love her so much. And to have this Page of Wands, this is like, I don't know, as a clarifier for the King of Swords, like, it's funny because this is someone who is like cold and calculating and manipulative, but at the same time, like, not very smart or mature about it. So it's like, you're trying to be manipulative, King of Swords, and you put that above everything. It's like this selfish kind of carry this sword, and you're willing to, like, blackmail allegedly or do whatever you need to do to win at all costs. But at the end of the day, you're kind of just a Page of Wands. Like, you're just someone who is blinded by what you want in the moment, and you're making mistakes. So I think like, Taylor, you cannot pull one over on her. She is incredibly intelligent, and I think she fully sees her for who she is, which is good, because, you know, maybe it's helped Taylor to move on, to kind of be like, yeah, I see her. It's not about me. It's just her character is flawed. Okay. And Taylor and Selena Gomez, let's just pull a cutesy little card. it looked like they were having a lot of fun. And she's, been friends with Selena since they were both kids. And I do think that Taylor has been, seeing the value of those friendships in her life that are really, long lasting with all that energy in her 11th house right now. So let's see. Taylor and Selena, their friendship, any positive insight? I get the feeling that Taylor never liked Ryan. Interesting, Penny. Well, Penny, you're very intuitive, and I actually would not be surprised um, if that were the case because, yeah, like Ryan does come across as a little bit insincere, and maybe Taylor clocked that. You guys, not the best friend of the year awards card, the 6 of wands. This is so cute. Oh my gosh. So I think through all of this, everything that Taylor's gone through, like I was just saying, all of that activity that's been going on this year in her 11th house of friendships and groups and hopes and dreams, her 11th, fifth house axis has been really activated. And she's been kind of weighing out like her public first persona versus that, fifth house of your inner child. And like, how do I really feel? How can I be creative? Who's really important to me and who's really there for me? And I think that Selena Gomez is in a good place in her life now to where both of them have been able to come back together and really strengthen their friendship. So, best friend of the year awards. This is not a performative post. This truly is about two women who, in their adulthood have been able to go through these ups and downs throughout their lives and truly have this best friend, you know, strong bond. So that is really cute. I love to see that. And I do think that that probably has also helped her to realize that she doesn't need these fake friends. Like when you have a real friend, you see the value of that and you just don't need the fake friends anymore. You're like, I've kind of outgrown this BS. So I think she's doing great. Okay. Love it. We love to see that. I'm so happy. We needed some positivity after all of that toxic tea. Okay. Now let me see your request. I know Gunyar had a request, and I know that, let's see, Lauren. Okay. Let me answer Lauren's question first. Lauren said, longtime lurker. Have you ever talked about how you got into tarot? The way you read feels so natural. Would love to know. That is so sweet. First of all, thank you so much for asking and for saying that it comes across as natural. That means a lot to me. I actually started reading tarot in 2020 when we all had a lot of extra time on our hands, but I've been into tarot and astrology since I was like in college, and it's just always been a hobby of mine. But then in 2020, I had a lot of extra time to do it. And that is when I started doing readings first for friends, then and family members, and then, got to where I felt really confident in it because the readings were ringing true for people. And so then I started to experiment on YouTube, and here we are today. So that's my story. Thank you for asking. That's so sweet. And welcome. I'm glad you're here. Oh my gosh, thank you, Lauren. You know who got me to say that is Michael, my husband, who's an attorney. So yes, Lauren, it's so funny. So coming from a family of attorneys, you clocked it. That's so cute. Okay, here we go. Gunyar. Nick and Jake, current. Okay, current energy, tarot reading. Near 6 month energy. How Luke's McQueen performance is going to change his perspective in Nicola's eyes. And are they going to attend and support each other's play in this period? Okay, so let's see. First, good nurses are patient. Okay, Nicola Coughlin and Jake, her current boyfriend. What is their energy? Ooh, the cards are starting to jump. That's a little weird. Okay, you guys, hold on. The cards were jumping, and then this one was turned over in the middle. We have to take it. So this is the 6 of Cups. So they are still together. Nick and Jake are still together. I don't remember what our last reading was on them. We like to, we have a lot of huge fans of Bridgerton here who like to check on them frequently, which I totally get. So I don't remember the last one, but as of today, we have 6 of Cups energy. So this is like the soulmate card. This is very positive. So I would say they're in a good place right now. Okay, interesting. Oh my gosh. And if all these cards were like in the wrong direction, that is so, I don't know, is something significant happening for them? Are they about to like get engaged or something? I don't know. That was kind of weird. Hmm. keep an eye on them in the press because I don't know. That was kind of interesting. I wonder if that means something. Okay, near 6 months, Nick and Jake. What is their vibe going to be? And we're talking about Nicola Coughlan from Bridgerton and her boyfriend, Jake Dunn. 6 months energy for these two. The devil card. Oh, spicy. Okay. Well, we also know that Bridgerton will be on a promotional tour right about that time. So I wonder if they'll be either having fun together, traveling around together, or if there could be some things that happen on the press tour that could cause a little bit of mischief, a little bit of a situation in their relationship. I don't know. I mean, they're either going to be having fun or something's going to be causing trouble. Interesting. Okay. And how is Luke's McQueen performance going to change the way that Nicholas sees him? The Six of Pentacles, best friend energy. Okay, I think that Nicola, interestingly enough, I don't know why this is gonna make her like, I feel like she's gonna like maybe bring him flowers or something. So will she attend and support his play? I think yes, absolutely she will attend. And not only will she attend, I think that we may see some photos of her attending and supporting him. And we may see her like bringing him flowers or something cute like that. Or maybe he'll post a photo of him with some flowers from Nicola saying like break a leg or something because I think that this is going to make her feel like she really does want to support him in this role, cheer him on, and I think that she's happy for him. I think that's why she is doing this. She's a very genuine person, and I do feel like everything we see her do or say on the red carpet, I just think it's. I think she's very secure, so I think it's very what you see is what you get kind of thing. So yeah, I think she's going to be publicly supporting him, cheering him on, and I think she's just super happy for him. So interesting. That's kind of what we get there. It's a little less complicated than past readings. We do have a lot of retrograde going on right now. And I do remember the last reading getting that Luke is very focused on his own career at this moment. So I don't know. Sometimes that can make things a little bit, I don't know, a little bit easier when people are doing their own thing. There's less drama and interaction. So it's kind of what I'm getting because they do have sort of a dramatic connection. I remember Wendy Williams every time Brit says allegedly, aw, shout out to Wendy Williams. Okay. Was that everything? Did we get everything? I think we did. Wait, what about Nick? Wait, Heartfelt, what's Nicola's project? I didn't hear about that. I'm out of the loop with that. Look at that question. Ooh, let's see. Oh, she's also doing a play, you guys? Now I'm seeing. What? Okay. All right. Sure, we'll pull one of those too. Okay. And then I am going to read into the Nikki and SZA tea because Sage, based on what you said, I feel like I need to be up on this before I speak on it because I think it's probably a lot of drama there. Just, just knowing how Nicki Minaj tends to be, you know? Oh my God, she's always up to something. Okay. Oh no. Heat Lifer said Taylor's dad had surgery. Please check on him. Oof. I always get I don't know. I don't like to do those because I worry about like I don't know the health stuff, heat lifer. Maybe I could pick an angel card or something before we go for him, just because I don't know. But I understand you wanted to check in on him and like make sure he's okay. Like, you know, I know that's your intention. Um, I just get weird about it on my end because, it's just a lot going on out there. Okay, how is Luke going to look at Nicola's performance? Very exciting and interesting that they are mirroring each other with this new opportunity, both working, in a new space. The world card, yeah, you know what? He already views her as this person who can do anything. So I think that, how will he view her in light of this role or this performance? The world. I think he's going to be like, yeah, she's got the whole world in her hands. Like she's killing it. And I'm not surprised. So I do think that it just continues to expand his admiration for her because we do know that he looks up to her a lot. And yeah, I think she just inspires him and helps him to believe in what's possible. And in a way, she's like a guiding light for him, you know? You know, like when you see somebody else that you identify with doing something that you've always dreamed of doing and you see them accomplish it and you're like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool." Like I'm going to put myself out there a little bit more and see if I could do that too. That's kind of the feeling I get. So it's very positive. It's like mutual inspiration. So it's really good. It's a good energy between them. And then let me see. I think he's doing good after surgery and feel like he's going to be fine. That is so good. Okay. So let me do an angel card for Taylor's dad. See if we can get something. I don't know, just what comes through. And then I think I'm going to pull a Britney Spears card for all of us. And then we're going to go on with the rest of our day or evening, depending on where you are in the world. But I do think that, like, after all that weird, that weird energy, and then with the retrogrades, we just need a Britney Spears oracle card to like give us a little pep in our step today. Okay. Angel card energy. Oh, okay, cute. We have the card of cooperation. So I think that really he's getting a lot of support right now. And this says that with cooperation and your partnerships, you can accomplish anything. So yeah, I think he's leaning really heavily on his family and on his friends. And he has a lovely circle of support, not only from family and friends, but also from his angels. So I think that he's going to do just fine. Yeah, I love that. So good. Okay, and an oracle card for all of us. A Britney Spears card. Let's see, just a little inspo for our week. What is the vibe of the week for us? What Britney Spears oracle card energy do we need to be leaning into this week for optimal happiness? Hmm. Ooh, interesting. The perfume queen. Hmm. I don't know that we've ever drawn this card before. So let's see how unique for all of us. Okay, number 49. Okay. Not only is Britney a platinum selling recording artist and pop icon, she's also an entrepreneur. Okay, guys, are we going to be doing some entrepreneurial things this week? Her first fragrance, Curious, launched in 2004. And since then, Brit has added countless scents to her line. From the gourmand sweet fantasy to the coffee scented private show to the androgynous prerogative. Name a mood, and Britney's got a scent for it. Perfume is one of Britney's passions, and not only are her fragrances delicious, their commercials are practically mini music videos. The Perfume Queen is about more than smelling great. It's about expanding your skill set and following your nose to new opportunities. Guys, it's a week of new beginnings. Are you building up the courage to take a leap of faith and follow your heart? Spritz on one of Britney's signature scents and change your life. Guys, we're supposed to go for it this week. I'm so excited. And we do have a new moon in Leo. All right. More on that later. We'll get into that later, but that's exciting. I like that energy. So let's get out there and take the leap of faith this week. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for spilling the tea, speculating, getting a little messy. I loved hanging out with you guys to start my week off right. And I'm just glad you're here. So love you so much. Send you guys big hugs. And I will talk to you very, very soon. Oh, thank you, Sage. You're the best. Yes, everybody have a lovely week. Love you, Tarot T fam. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, guys.